Hi dear students, how are you all? I hope everyone are doing great. Today we are going to see the poem Town Mouse, Country Mouse. It is written by Natasha Sharma. This poem is used to called as a fable. A fable, that's a story acted by animal characters. At the end of the story we can get a moral. And here Natasha Sharma, she used two mice to give some moral to us. Before moving into the poem, I want to ask few questions. Where do you want to live? Do you want to live in countryside or city? Some will tell country, some will tell city. We have so many reasons behind that, right? Let's move to the first paragraph of this poem. Listen carefully. You may have read a fable once of two mice in country and town. The rural one was happier off, the city one always had a frown. In the beginning of the paragraph, the poet, she is telling to the reader that you may already read a fable about two mice. Out of two, one was living in village side. Another one, it was leading a life in city side. The village one, it was the happiest mouse. The country one, it was always showing unhappiness. Let's move to the second paragraph of this poem. The country one's life was simple, frugal, basic, rough and tough. The town one had wealth around, food and shelter he had enough. Here the writer, she was comparing the lifestyle of two mice. First she introduced village mouse. The village mouse, it was leading very simple life, and she used the word frugal. Frugal means very simple and not expensive. It was leading very simple life. It was not doing anything expensive. On the other hand, she compared a lifestyle of country mouse. A country mouse, it had plenty of wealth as well as a lot of food. Let's move to the next paragraph of this poem. The town one came to country once and was unable to see the charm. He invited the other one over. Come, see life outside this farm. One day, a town mouse, it came to the village to meet village mouse. At the time, it couldn't find that much charmness in the village. So, it invited his friend. You should come to the city, you should come out of the farm and you should see the beauty of the city. Let's move to the next paragraph of this poem. And so the country mouse did scurry to the city to meet his friend, where tables lay laden with food, but a broom chased them around the bend. The last paragraph we had seen, city mouse, it invited the country mouse to see the charmness of the country. So now village mouse, it got ready to start moving towards the city. When it reached the home of his friend, it could see a lot of foods item on the table. When they were going to eat, while a long broomstick, it started chasing them. So the two mouse, they were hiding somewhere. After that, again they were going to take a food. Again the long stick, it started chasing them. Let's see each paragraph. The country mouse did chose then to return to his humble abode, frightened of by screeches and yells, such stress being an unbearable load. After this incident, country mouse, it decided to go to his own home, which means village. It started crying very loudly, and it was telling that this type of stress, it unbearable. It started crying very loudly and decided to go to his village, and it went to the village. Then let's see the next paragraph of this poem. Now I wonder if all this is as true as made out of bee. For in my house I have 7 mice and all do wander here carefree. Here it was mentioning the writer Natasha Sharma. She was telling here, really was it a true story? Because in our home we had 7 mice. They were roaming here and there very freely without any care. Let's move to the next paragraph. I feed them myself so often with bits of food meant for me, releasing them from our traps as they look on bleedingly. This paragraph, the writer, she was telling that very often she had a character of feeding them and she was eating very little amount of food. Whenever the mice were catched by the trap while they were looking at the poet very bleedingly, she had a habit of releasing them out of the trap. Let's see the last paragraph. Town mice seem happy enough to put a rural one to little glistening boats, twisting whiskers as we play. In the last paragraph, the writer, she was telling to us, my city mice, they wanted to insult a country mice. So they invited the country mice to come to city life. This was a kind of game for them. This is the end of the poem. Here the writer, she was comparing the lifestyle of city with village. I hope you understood the poem very clearly. Thank you.